Hi everybody, I'm Dragon and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. I've actually forgot what ending I've done, because I've not done this game in a long while. So, bear with me, we will get through it. Yeah. Oh, are we alright? We're good? Listen, if you've seen the first playthrough of my thing, you'll know what's happening. And I had to play through gamepad because I prefer it.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah, we all know about
what
this.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So, I actually can't remember. I literally cannot remember what I actually did. Let's go through from there.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Maybe I should have looked through my playthroughs and see what I actually did. That'd be the smart thing to do, but you know me. I love this gamepad. Makes life so easy.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I've actually looked at these. I'd solve a dispute with a co-worker. Cool.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
How about me?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What is it? Executive bathroom. I can remember.
Stepping.
I can remember someone telling me about this exit, and now you go somewhere else. I think you go back. Can't remember now. Take it down. So I do. I ain't got a clue. Unless this is another, another ending. So let's come back. Past the broom closet. Past this lot. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. There's actually a whiteboard manager. Is it actually real? A whiteboard manager? It sounds a bit of a lame job to me, but you know, I'm not to judge. 411. Sweet. Absolutely awesome. I'm guessing I'll go back. Not sure. Look at that. Oh, come that way. That's blocked off. But there is a strange door open here. Oh yeah, it's way back in it. I'm just guessing we go back. I don't know. Is 427 my number? I can't remember. You are now leaving. You got it, bruh. Where? Escape pod bay, floor 760. Jesus Christ, I'm not sure if you can see out. I do apologise, I can only just see. 755. Sweet! We are making progress. I'll just take the elevator. That's what normal people would do, but nope, not me. I'm not normal. Up here. Ignore the cars behind me, by the way. I just dumped them there. That's 4:30. When has it ever been? I thought there were walk-on building doors here. What number are we on? 7, 5, 6. Just keep walking. I can only just see where I'm going. 757. 760, isn't it? I don't know. I won't pay attention. I can only just see. I don't know if it's getting darker or what. So I do apologise if you can just see that bit. It's on the stairs. I mean, you know. I'm going to try and fit 2 endings in this one. 760. Launch bay. Escape. Escape! Ah. If I'm all backwards, then I know I'm making progress.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Well, that ended.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
There's some sort of... I can literally remember. I'm trying to remember all the ends I've done. Why would input received? I'll be back. There is a so-called entrance to this input received. I have to just restart the game for 2 bloody seconds though. Get the game again. There's something about this input received. It looks a bit suspicious to me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
The hell?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps, dude. Carry on then. Move forward.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You got it, bruh.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
There's actually an ending on this.
No, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Don't mind if I do. Sounds a bit... I have to check this recording because it might be a bit quiet. So I do apologise.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Extra 2 pro. Oh. To be rich is a crime. To commit crimes isn't rich. What a life it would be to have to pick just one. The bathroom engine. The sale. Executive bathrooms. Sweet. The hell? I've done. Yeah, I'll go up. I don't know why they ever second me, by the way. Okay. I thought you were singing. And I'm at the same. Full what the hell happened? Let's see what happened. Getting down there. I'll click down. That's it. Oh, I can actually crouch. I don't know if I can crouch. Big deal. Oh, that's not scary. So there's nothing actually here. That's not changed. Well, Game again. I messed up.
All of his co-workers were gone.
So there is
what could it mean?
Something.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
You fall out window.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
Yeah.
Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
Let's drink it all in, people.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like right now.
Press start?
You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate.
I'm about to go back to this
I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
I'll even put my pad down.
There once was a man named Stanley.
Yep.
Who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
Is that it? There's more. Shall we restart the game? Yeah, I'm gonna restart the game, people. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna see what it says when I press the no.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Why would he one day see weather?
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No. We'll click no.
Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
So that's it. That's that ending. Alright, I'll be back. I'm gonna have to research and find out what
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
I am going to have to find out what I've actually done with this. So I'm going to leave the study up. And I'm going to research what I've actually done on this game. An input though. We're going to do the ending, the input ending, see what happens. Nothing might happen, so there might be a lot of skipping.
All of his co-workers were gone, What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You got it, bro. Go for an input. Go for an input, people. No, there. Just double check, make sure I missed it. Keep walking forward. No.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yeah, I know. Forgive me, man. Let's go. Let's move. Nothing there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, opposite left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm trying my best. Yes. Right, back again. What the fuck? Sorry for swearing. I do apologize for swearing.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I cannot put an input in this. Marcus, put an input. Ah, input. Input received. Yes. Ooh, this is gonna be tense. Nothing's gonna happen. I don't think nothing's gonna happen. And if it does, then that's it. Ah. What have I done? Could be a jump scare now. Well, if this is Stanley's heaven, then we're all fucked. That's heads. Well, there's no end this. So, welcome to Heaven, everybody. And thank you for watching. This episode here, I'm done with it. I'm going to research what I've actually done. And then, we'll get back to it another time. So, anyway, thank you for watching. Click to subscribe to the screen. Sign what I've done. So, and as always, I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.